What's up? You like the clothes hanging? It's like your own personal little jungle gym. Yeah. What's up? Hmm? You like the clothes? Hi, baby. Are you gonna do a flip? Are you gonna do a flip? Are you gonna do a flip flop? Are you gonna do a flip flop? Ooh. Maybe. Or you just gonna sit there? Oh, a gentle lay down. That's nice. Hi, boo-boo. Oh my god. Look at you. Oh my gosh, she's a long girl today. You stretched all out, baby? You feel that good? Oh, look how furry you are. Hi, gorgeous. You just relaxing in the bedroom? Get the fan on you a little bit. Nice fan from the doorway. Oh my, look at you. Look at you, little lady, sitting there with your little elbow up, watching all the bugs outside. You're on the bug patrol. Yeah. Such a good bug patrol. Such a good bug patrol. It's starting to rain, boo-boo. She says, Mom, there was a fly, and now I can't find it anymore. Because I got it with a towel. But she's obsessed. Not like she was doing anything to help it. I lifted her up and she did nothing but stare at it. But she was obsessed. But no more fly. Just a little girl who's extremely curious. And is probably gonna knock things over. Look at the way she's sitting. Oh my god. I know. There's nothing up there, baby. No, we got it. I promise. I promise. I promise. It's raining. Wanna check outside?
Hello everyone! My name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Hi, hello, welcome to me and freshly washed hair. It's the start of another weekend vlog with a baby. It's Saturday. I am here. I have no plans for yet another weekend. We fucking love it. We love it so much. It feels so weird. I don't know what it is about the way that this weekend has come around. Like, this week felt so strange and discombobulated. I don't know whether that's because I'm now teaching on Wednesdays instead of Mondays and Tuesdays for the summer session. But like, things are weird. I'm a piano teacher if you're new. Hi. Or it's one of my many jobs. This weekend, I have no plans except for reading and hanging out with my girl right here. My love, okay? Can you be my tripod? Please don't move. Because you're the perfect tripod. Please don't move. Thank you, sweet one. She just like nestled her head down. That was very sweet. Okay, this weekend, what am I going to be reading? Great question. I have already been reading Between Dragons and Their Wrath by Devin Madsen. Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was the day before. I finished up one book that I was reading from last weekend, and then I read an entire book in its entirety because that seems to be my thing. And they were both very mid. So I ended up wrapping up A Song of Legends Lost by M.H. Ayinde. I hate to say that I really didn't like it. I keep seeing creators like comparing it to The Rage of Dragons, and honestly, yes, I really agree with that because they both gave me the same feelings and I did not like either of them. But they're not bad. They're not bad. They're not bad books. I just don't think they were entirely for me. Because, okay, I read The Rage of Dragons a number of years ago. I never continued with that series because it was very military-esque, very revenge-esque. It was very male-centered, and we were promised dragons, and they were very, 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 very little dragons. I was very mad about that. And it just, I don't know what it was about that book. I just felt like very surface level of it. This one was the same. A Song of Legends Lost. I felt very similarly going through this one because nothing was doing it for me. everything was very mid. I didn't care about any of the characters. I had a really hard time sinking into the book at all. And it was so epic, so intense. I understand what MHND is doing, like she's setting up for this entire epic series, but I also have issues with the way that it was like constructed, because there are so many different points of view. You get part 1 where we're following just Jinao and Temi. Part 2 we're following Jinao and 2 other people, Ilaria and Boleo, that we have barely met. And then part 3 we're following 3 other people, including Jinao. So 2 other people in Jinao. And then part 4, 2 other people in Jinao. So Jinao is the whole time. He's in every single point of view. He's in every part. Because I guess his is like the most important, but his was like the most pedantic, because he was being stalked by this like mythical creature or something. And this mythical creature keeps coming in and like destroying everything. But we've already been set up to believe that this mythical weird monster called the Baron Eater can be killed by other people, because that's how they've been doing it so far. So why can't these armies upon armies of people kill this one? What is wrong with this one that they can't kill it? It should be able to be overpowered. So I don't know. It kept coming in and like antagonizing Jinao, because Jinao cut off its arm in like a first early scene. And Jinao is also part of this family that can invoke an ancestor. And in this world, it is believed that only high bloods have this power to invoke ancestors, and they're usually of these like 9 or 12 specific people. It is shown immediately that that's false. It is Temi, who is a commoner, a low blood, if you will, is able to invoke something because something happens to her where she suddenly has this voice in her head. And we don't know who this person is. He's just called the Chained Man for a while, and he's so sus. I really enjoyed Temi's point of view, and she's only in this book like 5%. She's in the first part and then the last part as a plot device, and I'm so mad about that because hers was the most interesting point of view. And like when this book is marketed, they talk about, sorry if you're moving, it's her. And they talk about, in marketing this book, they talk about Temi being this invoker of something darker. Like and she's in like nothing of the book. So there is that. But yeah, so Jinao, invoker, family, he's believed to be soulless or whatever. I don't know what he is called. That he cannot invoke. He's never been called to invoke. Until he is called to invoke. And then this Baron Eater like stalks him and like antagonizes him, as basically like, you have to do this and you have to meet me at these different places because I want to see you grow in this power, which makes no fucking sense. So that's him, the whole fucking book, is chasing after this Baron Eater, slowly getting better at this power, but not even really. Like, he goes and faces this Baron Eater when he has this new power erupt in him, and then the Baron Eater's like, great, meet me in like 2 days, and we'll see how much better you are, or whatever, like a week. There's no time for him to actively get better at this. I'm just like, the fuck? I don't know, didn't really like that. And then the other points of view are just like political maneuvers and like showing other stuff that's happening with other related characters and other related creatures. Like something's going on. It is not clear, and it never becomes clear what actually is the like worry of this book or like the dark force of this book, because it doesn't make like, there are creatures called the Grey Bloods, which is what the Baron Eater is part of, and that makes sense because they're attacking. It doesn't really make sense as to why they're attacking. Why are they suddenly attacking more? Like, is there a barrier that's being broke down? Like, what's going on, right? We don't know. It's never really explained. And then there's also this like weird, they're able to invoke things that aren't just the ancestors suddenly. What the fuck's up with that? I don't know. That's the issue. So I gave it 2.5 stars. I skimmed the last 40% of it because I didn't care. Maybe they explained somewhere in there what I'm confused about, but I like definitely like did like, I stopped the audiobook because the audiobook wasn't going fast enough for me. And then I just like read through every single page really quickly so that I could get to the end. Because I was like, I'm tired of being in this book, Grandpa. I'm tired of it, Grandpa. That sucks. But if you like The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winters, pick this book up because you will love it. Like, it's just not a fantasy book for me. This kind of fantasy book does not work for me, which is so weird because I love intricate magic systems, world building, epic fantasy. So why this brand of fantasy doesn't work for me, I don't know. Another one that I can think of that kind of fits is The Blood of Kings, or Blood of the Old Kings by, I don't remember. I didn't mind this one, but again, it had that flavor as I was going through it of like mid feelings. I do have the sequel for this, on Neck Alley that I do want to try and get to see if it like gets any better or anything. I did like this more than the Song of Legends Lost, but it had that same, like, as I was reading it, I never felt more for the characters than I originally did at the start. Like, it's just plateau, very mid, very surface level feelings towards these books. And I think that's what it is. It's whatever level of epic fantasy that I don't connect to any characters. I just read it for the story and it's nothing else. It's like watching a movie for me. Like, it just doesn't give me anything else. There's that. That's my little complaint. And then I read the entirety of Every Time I Go on Vacation Someone Dies by Catherine Mack, which was fine. The title is so misleading. It's so misleading. That's not fucking what happens at all. It's about this writer who goes on a book tour trip with her sister, who's her publicist, sort of, and this man who has blackmailed himself into her life because 10 years prior, she met him on a trip. They had a whirlwind romance. And then she ended up writing a book about their situation because they got caught up in like the mafia in Rome and all this kind of stuff. Crazy. She wrote this story, like fictionalized it, but kept his name in it. And so because of that, he blackmailed her. And because of something that happened between the two of them in this like mystery detective situation back 10 years ago. So he's getting a cut of her royalties every time because she used his name, which girly pop, change his fucking name. It's not that hard, you know? Like, it just fucking changes name. Then he has no leverage over you. I don't know. But yeah, so he's like the star kind of a thing, like the face of it all. He gets like 10-20% of her royalties every time. Or her advance, not her royalties, sorry. So they're back on a trip to the same place where they met for this book tour because it's the 10-year anniversary or whatever. She's written 9 books and she's supposed to be working on her 10th, and she wants to kill him off so that she can get away from this shit. And then on this trip, he thinks that someone's trying to kill him. And for some reason, both of their exes are also on this trip. And it's like this who's trying to kill who murder mystery type situation. I don't know. It was kind of fun. I ended up giving it 3 stars. It was kind of mid. It just made me yearn for Benjamin Stevenson's books because I really enjoyed those funny, quirky murder mystery books. Anyways, I finished both of those books 2 days ago. And then I decided to just fucking try pick this one up. And this is from the library. I've been really enjoying this so far. I'm 40-something% of the way through. I'm on page 188. I started this last night and I am really liking this. I really like this. This is the interesting level of epic fantasy. I don't know what the difference is between the kind of epic fantasy, but there's just something odd about it. Like, I'm trying to think, like, kind of the Wheel of Time gave me that same feeling as well of like kind of just like middling care level, which is why I've never really continued with the Wheel of Time. I don't know what it is. But this is fun. This has dragons, and one of the POVs is sapphic. So we're following 3 POVs in here. The first one is Tesha, who is a glassblower's apprentice, and she is also involved in these like political schemes where eventually, it says in the back here, where she's becomes a false tribute bride, perfectly placed for sabotage in the enemy's court. Her heart has other plans. So it's like a interesting feeling there. So that's her stuff. It's very political level. Second POV is Niley, who is a laundress for an alchemist. She's never really met this alchemist. In doing this, she realizes that she has these powers from being submerged in all these chemicals and whatever experiments that the alchemist is doing that they're then washing the laundry of. She's like, her body is changing and it's terrifying. And then we're also following Ashadi, who is a dragon rider person thing, a sharpshooting dragon rider who hunts the monsters of the sands beyond until an enemy's impossible shot pierces his dragon's glass scales, and then he becomes the hunted one. So it's an interesting trio of people. Every single point of view in here is keeping me engaged. Like, their stories are just so interesting. I'm so intrigued. Like, they could all be their own story as well. Like, they could each be their own book. So I'm intrigued to see where this is gonna go. But this is what we're reading. I don't know what else we're gonna be reading this weekend, because I have a feeling I'm gonna finish this today. So I did pick up 3 books at the library. We have Full Speed to a Crash Landing by Beth Revis, which is a little novella sci-fi. We have The Botanical Daughter by Noah Medlock, which is like a fantasy horror, I think. I could be wrong. And then we have Micaiah Johnson's Those Beyond the Wall, which is another sci-fi that I picked up. And then I have my basket of other library books that I could read. And also just anything and everything on my TBR. Longest intro to a vlog ever, but hi, welcome to the vlog. It's gonna be a very chill one. I'm excited. Buckle in. I could also continue reading Nisha J. Tooley's series with the Rule of the Aurora King. I also have an arc lined up on my Kobo, The Fate's Bane by C.L. Clark, that I'm kind of interested in starting as well. And then I got these ones that I pulled off of my mantle there. The Bright and Breaking Sea, The Cat Who Saved the Library, Not Safe for Work by Nisha J. Tooley, and the second Melissa Blair book, because I have the audiobook for that now. So we got lots of choices, my friends, but for now, we are going to continue reading this one. We just got a package, a very exciting package. Hi, baby. What are you doing? You were under here before. What was that? Hello, my love. What are you doing? What are you doing? Things make noise, hey? Things make noise. What are you doing on top of your little locker? What are you doing? Hi, sweetness. Oh, what you doing? Oh, it's okay. Little fluffy tail. Oh my goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Hello friends, happy Sunday. I am here, freshly DNF'd 2 books today. It's been an interesting Sunday. Sold some stuff on Facebook Marketplace. We love that. Have a little baby here who's very fluffy and soft and has been having a good day. Hey, have you been having a good day? Yeah? It's my girl.
Giving everybody a good sniff.
Nice. Making sure you're all clean. You heard me correctly. I did DNF 2 books today. Earlier, I was a little wishy-washy as to what I wanted to be reading. And then I decided I was gonna try The Arc of Fate's Bane by C.L. Clarke. This is just kind of the nail in the coffin for me for this author. Unfortunately, their writing just does not work for me. And I got 22% of the way through that. It is a novella, so it's not very long. It's like 170 some pages. It's just not for me. The writing was odd. I don't know. So not for me. Nothing is pulling me to that one. I'm gonna just DNF it. And then I decided to do episode 1 of my like random number generator series. We ended up pulling the Blackheart Man by Nayla Hawkinson, which is actually an arc that I've had since last year from Simon & Schuster. And I got 114 pages into this and also DNF'd it. So again, just the writing style is a little weird. It was reminding me at the beginning of N.K. Jemisin and Moses Osei-Utomi's books, but it just got kind of less and less so like that. I don't particularly love the writing style of it, which is part of the reason why I DNF'd it. I also DNF'd it because the main character I just didn't care less about. I didn't really care what was going on in this book. It was sort of intriguing, which is why I lasted 114 pages. But alas, it's a no from me, dog. But I just did another pull on that TBR and it gave me A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. So I think this is just the TBR gods telling me I need to read some of the old stuff on my TBR. Alas. So I don't know what it is. I'm in the mood to read, but nothing that I have out and that I've talked about previously is like calling to me. Nothing is calling to me. None of my books are calling to me. I have 163 books on my TBR. I also went through and unhauled a whole whack ton, did a couple new posts onto Facebook Marketplace of books and shrunk my TBR from 175 to 163 today. So at least that's good. But we're on a little bit of a mission to like kind of churn through that TBR, bring that number down. So 163 books on the TBR. I'm going to try and see if A Day of Fallen Night is the vibe for today. And if not, maybe I'll try Rule of the Aurora King, because that one just is easy, I guess. Yeah, it's been an interesting day. But yeah, I did get more books into the unhaul pile. I sold 3 on Facebook Marketplace today. 4. 5. I forgot to give that lady 2. So we just getting books out of my house at this point. Getting them out of my house. But yeah, anyways, that's what's up. That's what's happening. It's Sunday. I've done legitimately nothing else today except for sit on my couch. It's one of those weekends that it's also super gloomy and it's been raining and thunderstorming for the past little bit, but it's just one of those days where I want like a week off of work because my brain is really tired, even though I have had nothing going on recently. So maybe the chaos of the end of May, beginning of June is now catching up with me, but I don't know why. Because I've had now like a weekend, 2 weeks and a weekend in between the chaos and now, so I should be fine, but who knows, man? Who knows? Not me. So anyways, I'm gonna read a little bit of A Day of Fallen Night and we're gonna see where we're gonna get. But also yesterday, with my new proof of A Favored Fey, I went through this bad boy, top to bottom, and started flagging things that I need to add to the glossary and the character list. So any items that are on either the glossary or the character list, I tagged with like a pinkish hue sticky. And then as I was going through, I would find little things like if my eyes, as I was scanning, half reading, things that I found that I need to, either a typo or a change or a formatting thing, I flagged with blue. So as I was going through, I found a number of different things. But yeah, it's wild to hold this chunky lady in my hands. And not only that, but to have 2 copies of it. Chunky. Also, lots of alsos today. Last night, I officially set up the pre-orders for the ebooks for A Favored Fey on Kindle and through Draft to Digital, which goes to basically everywhere else that you can get ebooks for. So it is now live. From what I know, it is now live on Barnes & Noble, Kobo, Amazon, Tofino, Gardner, Vivleo, and Smashwords. I think that's where it's available. So but it might be available in more places and it just hasn't told me. So if you get your ebooks from anywhere in particular, you can go pre-order A Favored Fey now because it is live. It is live. I need to update my links and stuff, but if you have a place that you usually go and search for ebooks, type in A Favored Fey, and it's spelt the American way, Favored. I have to go through this entire book and change all my Canadian spellings to American at this point because I know there's a lot. I know there's a lot because I'm Canadian. But Favored, Fey, A Favored Fey, and then you add in my last name, Collignon, you should be able to find it, and it hopefully will pop up and you can pre-order it. And I would love if you did, super deeply, so fricka much. I would love if you pre-ordered an e-copy if you are an e-copy person. I will let you know when the paperback pre-orders are live. Those always take longer, so I'm gonna try set them up this week. Hopefully by July they have rolled out into all the different places, but Ingram Spark is always an interesting one. Usually it takes some time, and then sometimes it doesn't even ever go into places like Amazon because Amazon and Ingram don't have a good relationship for some fucking reason. They're the same goddamn printing house. But like, I will let you know when those go live as well. So just keep your eyes out. But yeah, A Favored Fey ebook available for pre-order. And I also got news today that my editor, my beautiful friend Yeleni, she's going through so much right now. There's so much chaos happening in her life. It's all just kicked off this summer. So she needs an extra like week and a half. So I will have my book back by Friday, July 11th, she said. So 11 extra days for her to do this and 11 less days for me to get anything ready. But I feel like at that point, I'm just going to kick into super high gear and have everything edited and polished and ready to go by the end of July. And then in August, I can have everything set up and ready to go. Because I think for the ebooks, it needs to be, like, final files need to be in by the 8th of August. And then for paperbacks, I believe it's the 6th of August or the 10th of August, something like that. Within the first week of August, I need to have everything locked down and ready to go. There is that. I also must apologize. I didn't realize this past week, I forgot it was Thursday. And I also forgot it was Friday. Just the days of the week completely slipped me by, so I didn't have another video. 2 weeks in a row where I just did not have videos up. Hopefully this week I can have not only a regular main channel video, but also that writing editing vlog that I have in my files that I just have not actually put together yet, and this weekend vlog. So hopefully this week you have 3 videos for me to make up for the fact that I've missed 2 weeks of videos of like main channel stuff. But I always enjoy filming vlogs so much more than I do on my regular channel stuff, even though I do enjoy doing that. So I hope you don't mind that the vlogs always remain consistent and sometimes the other ones just don't. Depends on my week. But that is the update for today. I hope you're all doing well. I'm gonna try read A Day of Fallen Night. We'll see if that turns my mood around, my very apathetic reading mood. Because, I mean, I really did enjoy Between Dragons and Their Wrath. Something like that. The Dragon book by David Madsen. Really enjoyed that. Finished that yesterday. Did I tell you that? Did I tell you that I was reading that book? I don't remember, but I finished it. I really enjoyed it. I think it was great. There's no news on a sequel on Goodreads yet, but I Googled it and there is a sequel in the works for 2026, but nothing has been like confirmed by Orbit. So I reached out to Orbit on Blue Sky and I was like, besties, any news? They haven't responded to me yet, but I'm hoping there's news soon for a sequel for this one because I think this has the potential of being like a new favorite trilogy of mine because it was just first book set up so nicely for so many different things. I think the 3 points of view that I did talk about this book earlier, that is correct in my giant intro, but the 3 POVs are so interesting and the way that they all slowly have like ties to each other, I love. Also queer, at least 2 of the POVs are queer, which we adore. And we love, I love the tropes that are going on in each one of these POVs. And as I said earlier, like they could be each their own book if they had been like, you know, dug into more and fleshed out. But I'm really fascinated into the fact that all 3 of these very unique stories are in the same story. So I'm thriving. I'm loving it. I really, really hope we get a sequel soon because I need more of this kind of writing from Devin Madsen. I'm also probably going to check out their other books because Devin Madsen, I believe, has 2 other series out, a duology and a trilogy. I could be incorrect. Maybe, no, I think one's a saga. I think one's 4 books and one's 3 books. So maybe a saga and a trilogy. I don't know. I need to check their writing out more. We love that. We love that. Very queer. Also, the author, I believe, is either non-binary or gender fluid. It's not quite confirmed anywhere on the internet, but Devin goes by he, she, and they pronouns, so love that, all pronouns. It was genuinely a really good book, so at least we haven't had a complete fail of a weekend. I did really enjoy that one. Just DNF'd 2 other ones. So that's okay. We're gonna try a 4th book and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'll catch up with you later.
Hey, baby.
Sweetness! You're so precious. You baby. Another one bites the dust. I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. Cause it's 3 a.m. I gotta go to bed.
This woman, oh, with very sharp nails. Oh my goodness. Mom hasn't been cutting them. Mom hasn't been cutting your nails. Oh no. Hi, baby. Hi, Belly. I'm gonna come down to you. Come here. Oh, hello, Snorty McSnort. Hello. Didn't need any noise on for you. They didn't need any lights on. What is that? You got stuff all in your hair. Ay, ay, ay. In the bath with your nail trims. What's happening? What's happening? What do I smell like? Do I smell like Freya? Do I smell like Freya? Who's that? Belly, who's that? Who's here? Who's here? Go see mommy. Who's here, baby? You just couldn't care less, eh? You know you can't hear them. Go see them. Bella, who's that?
Hello, beautiful friends. Happy Monday. It's technically Tuesday because it's almost 1 a.m. But that's fine. We're here. I almost forgot about this because I was like, it's Sunday, right? It's not. It's Monday. Hi. Oh my God. Oh, welcome to the end of the vlog. Today's been very chill. I ended up going over to Mom and Dad's for dinner tonight instead of dinner yesterday because they did not come home from the lake yesterday. They came home today. Oh my God. I'm so sleepy. It's almost 1 a.m. I did read yesterday the entirety of Not Safe for Work by Nisha J. Tooley. This was a fine. This was good, solid romance book. I gave this 3.5 stars. I think it was a good workplace rivals to lovers. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Shipped, that other romance book. It has a very similar premise of like 2 work colleagues who are like enemies in some kind of way, go on a hot vacation for some reason. In this, it's like a 3-week training conference course thing to thus be awarded a placement in a like training program thing that'll last for like a year that like will allow them more doors to be opened in their career and that kind of stuff. I don't know. But this is good. This follows Trishara and Rafe Gallagher. And Trishara believes that Rafe is the worst man in the world, even though he's super fucking hot. And they work together. He got the promotion that she wanted a number of years before. And she's kind of like completely given up on this company. And she gets the opportunity to go on this work trip with Rafe to this trainee type situation. Weird things happen. They end up, you know, there's only 1 hotel room for the 2 of them. It ends up only having 1 bed. That wonderful trope. And it just gets steamier and steamier and more slow burn. The tension in here is great. I also really enjoyed them together. I enjoyed this. I think it was cute. But yeah, 3.5 stars. And I finished it all in one sitting in like 4 hours. So we love that. And it's another one off the TBR. So yay for that. But yes, so this weekend I ended up reading a bunch of different things. I started out with Between Dragons and Their Wrath by Devin Madsen, which I've given 4 stars to. I definitely think this, I think I mentioned it in this video, this has the potential for being a really super solid new fave trilogy. This first book was very good, and I think the rest of them are hopefully going to be really good once we get news on them, but like, this was great. I really enjoyed this, but it's not something that's like a new obsession, new favorite, right? It was good. It was solid. It's a good, solid fantasy. I really enjoyed reading it. 4 stars. And then I ended up DNFing 2 books. I DNF'd The Arc for Fate's Bane by C.L. Clark. I wrote my review for Neck Alley today, and it was literally just because, like, 1, I don't think C.L. Clark's writing works for me.
even though the writing in this is very different from the writing in their Unbroken, is that what it is? It's part of the Sapphic Trifecta. 2 books out in that so far, and then there's a 3rd one coming out. When I first read that book, it was so mid to me, and actually kind of landed in the same space that I have when I was talking earlier in this video about A Song of Legends Lost. Like that same flavor of I just don't connect to anything. This is a very mid-story kind of fantasy. So this, the writing style was trying so hard to be unique and to be this like fairy tale-esque thing. It just kept tearing me out of the story. It felt like I was dragging through mud. So that's why I DNF'd it. And then I tried Black Heart Man by Nayla Hopkinson as part of my like TBR situation that I was doing through TikTok. If you want to go see those, go check out my TikTok. I got 114 pages through this, and I just could not care less about the main character. He was kind of really super messy and not in a fun way. I didn't like choices that he was making. I also was having a really hard time with the writing style. Even with the audiobook, there's a lot of like phrases and words in here that I just completely did not understand. And that led me to DNF this, which is totally fine. So DNF 2 books, finished 2 books, and started another one with A Day of Fallen Night. This chunky one is going to be following me, I think, for a little while. I am determined to get through this, not just because it was picked for a TBR game, but because I do actually want to read this, and I think it is time. I think this dragon fantasy is leading me to this dragon fantasy in a good way. So this is going to be definitely on the docket for a while. I don't know how long this is going to take me. I could probably burn through it pretty quickly, but like, do I want to do that? Probably not. So we'll see what else I end up like reading in between. I did read this after reading 70 some pages of this. We'll see how things go. But yes, what a weekend. It's kind of bananas as to what I ended up actually getting to this weekend and what I actually ended up reading, but like, that's what I did. I did very little else. And yeah, it's already the week again. Next weekend is a long weekend because the Tuesday, July 1st, is a holiday in Canada, which is a Tuesday. So my office, or my superior was like, you want to just take the Monday off? And I was like, yeah, I'll have a 4-day weekend. Thank you for that. So it's a super long weekend, which is very exciting and very fun. So stay tuned for the long weekend vlog. That will be happening next weekend. And I will hopefully, as I said earlier in this video, did I say it somewhere in this video? I think so. I want to get 3 videos out this week. We'll see how that goes. I just need to actually get my life together and do that. So you'll see this one, and then hopefully an editing vlog, and then hopefully a main channel video. Hopefully that all works out. But yes, my friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me this weekend. I will catch you in another one very, very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.